Hello out there in Videoland, it's me again, the Lazy Video Gamer, and as you know, and you can see in the back, I'm a huge fan of the Sega Mega CD, especially for Tom Cadali. But I'm too lazy to talk about this game. Instead, I show you this. I'm just a lazy video gamer, even too lazy to change the wrong dramatics in the disclaimer. Hello out there in Videoland, it's me again, the Lazy Video Gamer, and as you know, I will solve the mystery of the Irish flag when I got 30 subscribers. But don't hurry. Today I want just talk about something else than a Mega CD or an arcade one-up. I wanna talk about directly in any way or case to Polymega and their Polymega. Yes, after a long fight or struggle, I'll get a base unit. Now, don't get me wrong, the Polymega is what they advertised. It's a clone console for your living room, for a quick round of video games. But that is the problem, cause I having several issues to talk about. The first issue is that not my reproduction of Panzer Dragoon Saga won't work. It works. Great. Not that my reproduction Resident Evil 1.5 prototype don't work. It works. I want to talk about several games that don't work, cause that sucks. I know, emulation is never perfect, but with this long time you had this machine on the flame, it should run the official games, or 99%. And it makes me sad. I heard, and I can say it's true, Pitfall don't work. It's funny, the demo CD works, but many demo CDs from the Mega CD don't work. Okay, demo CDs, no big deal. I heard some rumors that it's possible that the system swallows your disk, and I had this especially by one game. It's a prototype reproduction of it. It's a never released game, Star Strike. It was one of those two never released games that today are legendary. The other one is Bug Blasters, and that works. Yeah, as I said, it's a mixed bag, it's emulation. But what really makes me sad is that one of my favorites, Manx TT Superbike from the Sega Saturn, the European version, crashes. Luckily, I got a Japanese version as well, and this works to 99% perfect. I say to 99% cause Manx TT was famous for the analog control. If you're familiar with this game, you'll know that the camera angle switches or false how much you pushed the button on the controller. In this machine, the Polymega, it doesn't. Please fix that. I having not a great collection from the PC Engine universe, but I got, let me say, 15 titles, and I got one of my favorites on the system, Crest of a Wolf, aka Riot Zone. You can't install it. At least at 99% it breaks or discontinued the installation, and it's not that is my copy is a bad copy. It's scratchless, it's perfect, and that makes me sad, because these are original titles from the original catalog and they don't work. And here I got a funny one. Double Switch for the Sega Saturn. It was only released in the States, and it's funny cause this game are 2 discs. The second disc installation works perfect, but you can play the game cause you need the first disc, and the first disc, yeah, discontinuing the installation also after a long time. If you have the Polymega and you installing a game and you realize that it goes longer than 10 minutes, you can be sure that it will stop the installation, and yeah, that was it. And this brings me to the next issue. I hope they fix it for their own interests. As you know, or maybe heard, you can put in an SD card. There are big SD cards out there, yeah. But I wanna go on the full lane or full race with this baby, and I bought an SSD memory. It's a Samsung SSD. Samsung is one of the greatest and well-known memory producers in the world. And that is now funny for the company who sent me this. I won't mention the name of those cause if you know me, I'm not a fan of them. But so I directly saying this to you, Playmarchi. Samsung is one of the greatest and well-known producers of memories. I had already thrown out my warranty out of the window cause I had to scratch the all under the bottom line here 2 millimeters down to fit this SSD card in the machine. At the time when I bought the memory, it wasn't that cheap like today. They're getting cheaper, but yeah, as I said, Samsung is one of the biggest, famous and best memory card producers in every sector. And maybe you'll try this by your own. It won't fit, cause it has a form with edges. It's not, the sides are not rounded, so this 2 millimeters were in the way. It is not a big deal, because these 2 millimeters I cut down are only there to holding up this little piece of plastic, which I had to cut down a little bit to get it in there. So, but now I'm coming direct to the point where the biggest issue is. Because we're gamers, we're having the consoles at home, and we know the controls of several games. Let me say the most. And this is the weakest point of the Polymega, the original control pad. It's very hard to push it down. It's not a big deal. In the most Mega City games it works properly. But in games like Tom Cadally, yeah, you will realize that nothing beats the original controller, or something like the retro bit controllers. They have a great feel and runs with the Polymega, but only as the second player controller. You can't change the controllers in game. The system will ask you to register the controller, and it won't work with a retrobit controller. I've no troubles with these controllers on the Retro Freak clone console, but on this it's not a big deal, cause I know you need some money, we all work for money, and you can't sell any games, so you have to make them profit with the console or the controllers. But in a game like Daytona USA, the first one, who hasn't an analog control, I'll never drive so badly over the racetrack like I did with this controller. If I crash once, or let me say touching once the wall, I'm bouncing left and right, cause you want to correct the mistake and you have to push the other direction, and that leads to oversteering and oversteering. And in the original, with the original controller, that never happened. So yeah, you're now in the second production wave. I hope they fix it, or you fix it, cause even Nintendo knew it, even Sega knew it, and Microsoft had to learn it the hard way. The controller is the pinnacle of every system. A good control is a good system, is a good experience in gaming. And it would makes me sad that something ambitious like this piece of hardware to Polymega wouldn't stay long on the market. As I said, it's what you said, it's for a quick round in the living room. But I wanna have fun in my living room, and yeah, this is the grey cloud directly in my living room. So yeah, please change that, and to all my viewers out there, leave a commentary down below which are your experience with this controller, if you like or not too lazy. I know that there are many videos out there on the Polymega, and this is just a short glimpse in history, but I'm one of those who are willed to wait and willed to pay, let me say, more than a few bucks on a system, and then I expecting it to work. Okay, my last word is, even the Retro Freak clone console controller, it's a little bit swampy, but works better. Yeah, that was it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope someone down there by Play Margie hear this. Maybe they heard it already. We will see what time changes. I knew that in an actual production wave you can't involve your product, but as I said, this was the first one, or the second. The third is that who are being shipped out till Christmas this year, and I hope in the next production wave they will change that. It would be sad, cause if you buy this controller separate, it costs you 40 bucks over Play Margie, and the parts or an evolving of it won't be that expensive. Then the lost would be on the whole system. Have a good time. Keep on playing. I'm just a lazy video gamer, even too lazy to get an own theme song.